Hey guys, Beck here. We're at Marty's Hobby and Toy Store, and today we've got the manager Dave with us talking about RC aeroplanes. Now Dave, these are pretty sizable planes. What are the legal requirements flying one of these things?
The class is park flyers, right up to this one here. This is around about as big as an aeroplane that you should be flying at a park, and even then you still need permission from the Shire to use it.
Yeah, they're
Anything
massive.
bigger than this is really not legal at a park.
Right. What about these guys?
These are certainly okay in the parks, but they're zero wind condition models, what they call bind and fly. You need your own transmitter. They're lightweight foam, fly for around about 8 to 10 minutes each. Come in a range of models. These is only a small example.
Yep.
There's many planes. This one here, 4-channel aeroplane for argument's sake, so it can roll left and right. It's got a rudder, got an elevator, throttle.
Yep.
This one here is 6-channel aeroplane. It has retractable undercarriage, flaps.
Okay, so you were saying that's kind of one of the bigger ones. What are the size limits and how high can we fly them in parks and outside?
Maximum height is 400 feet.
Wow, okay.
It's governed by PS Air Base. They restrict your height unless you have written permission to go over that height.
Yep.
Generally, if you fly within a club, a lot of clubs have 1,000 to 1,200 foot clearance because they're gazetted in the NOTAMs of aerodromes. But park flyers, you wouldn't fly it over a couple of 100 feet anyway. You wouldn't be able to see this little plane much higher than that. They have a range of around about a football oval, thereabouts, so a couple of 100 metres.
Yep.
Once you start going up into bigger, more expensive planes, using this type of radio, for example, this would have unlimited range.
That is heavy duty.
You could use up to 5 kilometres that radio.
Yeah, wow. Okay, great. And is it different at night time with those sort of restrictions and whatnot?
Not really. You can fly at a local park at night. Our club allows flying at night time. The only thing is you're obviously not going to be able to see it.
Okay.
But there are LED strips that you can put on your planes.
Okay.
Those chemi lights that you break, they stick them onto wingtips and fly at night.
I've seen them. And what about rockets?
Rockets are governed by height as well.
Yep.
Even though rockets over we have in the shop can go to 1,200, 1,300 feet.
So height bit higher.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you're technically not supposed to fly them over 400 feet.
Right, okay.
They have different size rocket engines in them, run times that control how high they go.
Okay.
But they use those once again down at parks, but you generally in their own private property or in ovals.
Or better to do with the club as well.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And what about the noise restrictions with these guys?
Park flyers, which are all generally electric,
Yep.
are good because they're quiet.
Oh, cool, okay.
So that nobody hears it,
Yep.
nobody complains about it.
And what about the rockets?
Rockets the same,
Yep.
but they don't make much noise. When you start going into a model aeroplane that has a fuel-powered engine, a nitro-powered engine, you're not supposed to use that at a park.
Okay.
And they are noisy and they attract attention.
Okay, so what happens if like a ranger comes up to you in the park and will he stop you from using it or are you sort of able to use them?
Depends. If you've had permission from the Shire you're within to fly it, he won't do anything.
Okay.
But there are certain areas where you can't fly. You can't fly at approaches to runways. You can't fly near the boundary of a runway. If you're within those areas, it's a $250 fine and they'll tell you to move on.
So get permission,
Yes,
otherwise you can be in
should have
trouble.
permission from the Shire to use a plane in their park.
Okay, and you mentioned the clubs. How do you go about sort of joining them and how many are there in Perth?
There's about 15 or 20 clubs in Perth.
Yeah, wow.
They range from Coburn Sound all the way up past Wanneroo up north. They vary in price. Memberships around about the $400 bracket.
Yep.
That covers you for $25 million worth of public liability insurance. So if even though it goes out of the club area and hits someone, you're still covered from public liability insurance.
So I definitely need that.
Yeah. And plus you get the amenities of the club. You get runways, you get clubhouses, lunchrooms, canteens, all that sort of
all
stuff.
the perks, yeah.
There's plenty of clubs around. If you go onto the AWA website, that's Aero Modelers of Western Australia, there would be a list of clubs on that site and contacts that you can contact. And you can usually go to any of those clubs on a weekend and watch for nothing.
Perfect, cool. Or they can give you guys a buzz as well, I'm sure.
They
you can
certainly
give them
can if they can find that. There's the contact phone numbers there.
Yep.
There's a range of aeroplanes. This is only a very small range. We've got jet aeroplanes that actually have gas turbine powered engines in them. Giant scale planes that are up to 4 metres and 5 metres in wingspan.
Yep.
but they're normally only flown in clubs.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Dave. Well, I'm going to go and maybe steal one of these and have a little ride or a little drive of one. But that's it, guys, for today. And next week, I think we're looking at cars. So until then, we'll see you later.